Dude, this guy uploaded a 38-hour video. It's so long that it has like a fourth dot. I don't know what that is. 1 day, 14 hours, 27 minutes, and 47 seconds. Began upload on April 1st. Took full day to finish uploading and processing. Well, if you wanted this to be April Fool's, you probably should have uploaded it beforehand. I'm sure it's a fine video, but like, why is it so long? What can you talk about for that long? Well, I guess a TV show, right? Dude, are we gonna react to this whole thing? Guys, 5-day reaction? Wait, that's not Quinton.
So when you clicked on this video, I imagine that most of you were imagining it would be Quinton and not me. And you're probably wondering, who the hell am I? Well, I'm Quinton's dad, Russ. You see, Quinton was supposed to have a video out this week, but he's been on vacation and no one's really sure where he is.
Yeah, they have a 12-hour limit on live stream VODs, but allow this shit. That's a very good point. Because live streams are way more likely to go longer than videos.
But I figure, if Quinton needs to get a video out, that's something I can do. After all, this pop culture stuff isn't as hard as everybody makes it out to be. Back in the 90s, I used to do stuff like this for fun. We didn't need no view counters, no subscriber buttons, or Wi-Fi connections. We just hook up a camera to a VCR and try to have some fun while talking about the stuff we loved, and in some cases, stuff we hated.
Notice what happens when you pick it up. The tape falls out. That's gonna be very annoying when you're picking it off the shelf, especially. I mean, what kind of stupid nonsense is this?
Quinton's dad was basically a YouTuber before YouTube? What the fuck?
Who designed this thing? How stupid can you get?
Bro.
You gotta turn this side. I don't need to take it out.
So
Wait, that's awesome.
If my boy can make videos talking about all the shows he grew up with his SpongeBobs and his eCarlys, then why the hell can't I do the same thing? Here's what you need to know about growing up in the 1970s. This was an era ruled by syndication. The popularity of I Love Lucy in the 1950s had led to the invention of the television rerun, and soon enough sitcoms and general TV shows were designed to have replay value. Growing up, some of my strongest memories were in shows like I Dream of Jeannie, Hogan's Heroes, Gilligan's Island, and The Andy Griffith Show. All shows which were either gone or long gone by the time I was learning to walk. But I'm not here to talk about Gilligan's Island or Hogan's Heroes. I'm here to tell you the story about a man named Jed. From 1962 into 1971, the Beverly Hillbillies was one of the most influential.
You see, I had snuck into this alternative universe to steal the theories of Tommy Turner. This way, I could wish.
Dude, not only did Quinton upload a 38-hour video, but it's entirely because of his dad. It's his dad's video. His dad made a 38-hour YouTube video. That's insane. Hey, I was watching that, no skipping. Did you really fall for an April Fool's joke? I mean, the video is that long, or does it just loop? Is it looping? Is it just a short video that loops? And I skipped around to see if it was still it was still his dad, because I was wondering if it was like a beginning bit, and then like it switched over to actually being Quinton. But apparently no, this whole video is done by his dad, I guess. I mean, we can keep watching. I'm sorry to skip around. I mean, the video is good. It was enticing, for sure. Okay, so Breck TV, is that like, so does Quinton's Reviews dad just have a channel of his own that he's been working on?
Hey, welcome to Brack Reacts.
Or maybe this is like someone else. I don't know, dude. Okay, let's go back to that part. Dude, how am I gonna get to the timestamp? If I go like basically almost to the end, it's 6 minutes in, dude. The thing that's so interesting about this video though is I'm actually before I was just clicking on it and I was like, dude, this guy made just a really long video. And I was gonna just like talk about that for a bit and like move on, like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, move on. But Quinton's dad, I'm more interested in watching. Not because Quinton's like a bad YouTuber and I would rather watch his dad do YouTube, but it's just way more fascinating to me hearing somebody who grew up in the 1970s do a video essay on their favorite TV show rather than someone who grew up, you know, in the era I did or is about as old as me. Like, I'd much rather watch or listen to his dad talk about Beverly Hillbillies for 38 hours before watching, like, all of his iCarly shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about iCarly and what Quinton Reviews has to say and Garfield and all this random shit. But this is, like, so ancient. And it's only, like, how many years old? Like, 60 years old? Or like 50 years old. I'm calling it ancient, but you know, it's just like, it's from a time I'm not familiar with, you know? Whereas The stuff Quinton talks about is stuff I am familiar with, right? Or I was like in that time.
As a kid, I loved the show, and every decade or so, I tried to sit down and rewatch the entire series from start to finish. But this time, I've decided to do things a little bit differently. You see, one of the
Every decade or so. Because, dude, normally people are like, oh yeah, every year or so I rewatch this. Like, every couple of years I'm gonna rewatch Breaking Bad. Every year I'm gonna play Luigi's Mansion at Halloween. This guy's like, yeah, every couple decades I'll just pop it in. Dude, every couple decades. YouTubers are usually not old enough to say that. It's so fascinating watching a YouTube video that is well made by somebody in their like 60s or 70s. I don't know how old this guy is. No, he's probably 50s to 60s. Probably like late 50s, but still. I'm not like being like, oh my god, people who are older, because there's so many people in the world that are this age, right? And you can just talk to them or whatever. But it's just interesting to see it done in a YouTube video because nobody that age knows how to make YouTube videos typically, or doesn't even want to learn or whatever. That's just super fascinating so far. What was your favorite show to watch as a kid? So I was very limited in the TV shows I could watch as a kid. So it was usually like really educational stuff like, you know, Arthur or Cyber Chase or anything like on PBS Kids essentially. I wasn't even allowed to watch SpongeBob or any non-educational kids TV show. But, you know, when I got old enough, I did start watching Star Trek. So Star Trek, I guess, is my favorite show that I watched when I was a kid. Probably Star Trek Voyager. But then again, I didn't really have much to go off of. I only really started watching like TV on my own, like without like my parents interfering or whatever, when I started watching The Walking Dead like in 2012. And like season 3 was out at the moment, and that was really good. I mean, obviously, as soon as I watched The Walking Dead, compared to PBS Kids and Star Trek. And these are the early seasons of The Walking Dead. This is like when only 3 seasons were out, right? Maybe you guys don't remember or don't know, but Walking Dead was huge. And rightfully so, because the first few seasons of the show are really good. So, yeah, but I guess it was Star Trek.
With that, let's go back and discuss the very beginning of the Henningverse. Or Bumpkinverse. I have to choose eventually. Well, let's get into this.
Bro. Let's get started. 38 hours. Well, I mean, if you've been thinking about these TV shows, like maybe he was thinking about this show for the last like 30, 40 years and just really wanted, and like talks about it with people, but really wanted to have an opportunity to make something like this. So maybe this 38 hours isn't just 38 hours of fucking slop to fill up the YouTube time, you know, with fancy words. Maybe this is 38 hours of this guy's honest thoughts about these set of TV shows that he wanted to, you know, speak out about in a public way for the last 30 years. Dude, 38 hours, 1 hour for each year he's been thinking about this shit, man. Because when I saw how long it was, I wanted to check it out because it's like, okay, there's just no way that like this video is just dense and like complete. Or maybe complete's not the right word because it's so goddamn long, but you know, felt like a lot of it would have had to be filler in terms of time. And we're only 5 minutes in. A lot of it could be filler or some shit like that, but it seems like this is pretty genuine so far.
It's Wednesday, September 26, 1962, and TV has never seen anything quite like this. The episode begins with a flash forward to the end of the episode as the Hillbillies arrive in California and drive their worn-down Oldsmobile up to their new mansion. A flabbergasted narrator stops the film and questions how a group like this could possibly afford a home in Beverly Hills. The film then rewinds, setting us back to the family's true beginnings. As we're shown a docile cabin sitting in the Ozarks alone, we are introduced to perhaps the most important characters in the entire Henningverse. Jed Clampett, played by Buddy Epson, and Granny, played by Irene Ryan. Jed is a widower who lives with his family in total poverty, resorting to hunting and gathering just to put meals on the table.
This seems like a pretty good premise for a show. The Hillbillies are hanging out in Beverly Hills. For some goofy reason.
During the conversation, we piece together that the Clampetts are so bass-ackwards that they have no knowledge of telephones, airplanes, or the inherent value of oil. As the businessman leaves, they presume that he was just hit too hard by Ellie's rock. The geologist returns later in a helicopter with Mr. Brewster, the president of OK Oil. Mr. Brewster is played by Frank Wilcox and will be a recurring character throughout the series. Sadly, the Clampetts are so ignorant of the modern world that they mistake the helicopter for a massive bird and believe it is kidnapping the young man from before.
Just roll out. I'll get it on the side. You a drink? No, but I made it drop that stranger.
Dude, this show's awesome, dude. It's just such a good premise. It's a really good premise. And like, technology back then, like it was the 70s, you know, industrialization and helicopters and stuff have been around for a while. But I don't know, maybe the idea of like hillbillies not knowing about certain things is plausible, or at least within reach conceptually to make for a funny show. I'm thinking, then again, if they did that today, it would still be funny, but maybe not as funny, you know? Because it's like, realistically, who in 2024 is not gonna know what a helicopter is? Even if you're a fucking hillbilly ass, I don't know, but maybe it was more, I don't fucking know. I didn't live in the 60s or 70s or whatever. This is why this is interesting.
There ain't no new kind of dollar.
Well, it's new to me. I've heard gold dollars, silver dollars, paper dollars, but he says he's gonna pay me in, what do you call them, Granny?
$1 million.
Yeah, that's
$1 million.
the whole thing out on this piece of paper. Here, you can see for yourself. I don't know something about that.
As Cousin Pearl processes this information, she has a sudden realization.
Hey, you're a millionaire. A millionaire. You can have anything you want. Do anything you want. Go any place you want.
Jed mentions that the man from the oil company thought he would be moving away now that he has so much money. He asks Pearl what she thinks, causing her to respond bluntly.
Look around you. You're 8 miles from your nearest neighbor. You're overrun with skunks, possums, coyotes, bobcats. You use kerosene lamps for night. You cook on a wood stove, summer and winter. You drink.
Dude, this guy didn't know what $1 million was, dude. That's how poor he was, dude. He didn't even know that there was $1 million. Yeah, I feel like I'm not even reacting properly. I like this video. What the fuck? It's 38 hours. Am I gonna watch this full 38-hour video? Guys, are you ready for like a 2-day stream on a show no one knows about? Well, I mean, I'm sure this was very popular back then, so I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but they're all old. Watch it offline if you like it too much to react. True. No, I'm down to just watch it here with you guys, but like, holy shit, I just wasn't expecting it, dude. Have you seen Clockwork Orange or Taxi Driver? Amazing older movies? No, I haven't seen like older shit at all in general. The oldest thing I've seen is original Star Trek, which I like, but I figured that show was kind of like an outlier and every other show from that era sucked. Or maybe like, I don't know, it's just not available on Netflix, dude. They put all this new shit in my face, dude. And what if I want to watch black and white? There should be a section on Netflix. Well, there are categories on Netflix, but Netflix is weird where maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe there is a way to manually get to the categories, but you have to kind of like scroll and hope that category's there, kind of, you know? You can go to like movies, TV, or home, and then there'll be like categories that are like, you can scroll and they'll like list a bunch of categories. I don't think you can manually look up categories anymore. It's just really annoying, Netflix. Like, it's hard to find new shit. Like, Netflix, like, yeah, if you know what you want to watch beforehand and you search it up and you know it's on Netflix, yeah. Or there's something you want to watch and you don't know if it's on Netflix and you search it up, okay. Or if you want to watch, like, try out a new Netflix series, like, exclusive limited series that just came out, that's always going to be on the homepage, right? But when it comes to just searching like a general thing, like I want to watch a comedy movie, or I want to watch a movie that was made in the 1960s, or I want to watch this and that, like it's way harder to look up on Netflix. Should I download all of my videos, just put them all in one big video and just title it Reading Tweets? It's like 2 days long. Just all my videos I've ever made, that's reading tweets. That would be funny, but I feel like that needs to be done on April Fool's, and April Fool's already passed. I did have an idea for an April Fool's that I wanted to do, but I chickened out last minute. You know how like people make long compilation videos and it's like videos to sleep to, 5 Hours of Falls, 5 Nights at Freddy's to sleep through. So I was gonna do this, but it was gonna be for all the SA allegations I've read out. 2 hours of, or 5 hours or whatever, of SA allegations to chill and relax to. That's what the title was gonna be. And I just chickened out because I was, it just is really bad optics, you know? It's just like it's just too, I don't want to be that edgy. Like I like being edgy, I think it's a little funny, but also like realistically, who is gonna look up SA allegations specifically to relax to, you know? It'll be like a funny joke for a crazy title and video concept, but like, it would just cause more problems than it's worth. It would not be worth the joke. It would not be worth the laugh. So I decided to skip it. But I didn't know you could upload 38-hour videos. That like didn't even cross my mind. Uploading all of my Twitterversus videos and just being like reading tweets, and it's like a bunch of hours long, like reading drama tweets, like that would be really fucking funny. 72 hours is the limit? Yeah, it would take so long to render though. My computer would have to be like out of commission for multiple days to upload that. I kinda do want to do that, but maybe next April.
Incidentally, I'm with Granny on this one. Why someone would leave paradise for Beverly Hills is beyond me. Jid continues to try and talk Granny into going until finally...
I ain't a budging out of this rocker.
I ain't budging out of this
Mr.
rocker.
Drysdale. The Clampetts arrive at their house, but it's so grand that they mistake it for a prison, and they believe the people doing the yard work are inmates escaping. They hold the workers at gunpoint and wait to be recognized as heroes.
You hear that? Hot day, there's bobcats and things.
I'm sorry. Somebody stole love. I reckon he's going to be mighty grateful for what we done. Folks out here has got a strange way of showing his grateful. You're locked up one of the richest men in the country. Miss Clampett, I don't know how to apologize. I'm deeply humiliated. What you cutthroats done with J.D. Clampett? I'm Jed Clampett, and I'd appreciate it if you let go of my Sunday shirt. You're J.D. Clampett, the oil millionaire? Yep, that's your nephew Jethro. Howdy.
Mr. Drysdale arrives and bails out the Hillbillies. He then takes them back to their new mansion. Unfortunately, the Hillbillies think Mr. Drysdale has taken them back to prison. So as the credits roll, they take off on foot, back for the hills.
Bro, that's so funny, dude. I want to keep watching, bro. These guys just keep running away from their mansion because they think it's a prison. They're just so unaware.
All of these scenes were cut from the broadcast version, but then recycled into future stories once the show was greenlit. Most notably...
Wait, what? Wait, why was he like... Dude, was that like a Chugga Conroy moment? Dude, look, dude, his eyes, he's bulging out.
Stories once the
and he's
show
looking at her feet? What the fuck?
was greenlit. Most notably, the pilot ends with Mr. Drysdale revealing himself as the narrator. And
Dude, listening to this on normal speed actually doesn't feel right, though. Like, Quinton's dad talks so slow, bro.
in fact, if you look at some of the VHS releases... Like I was saying, if you study many of the VHS and DVD
Bro, reference to his video for dude, a throwback to a video he made that no one saw like 30 years ago. Oh.
releases of these shows, Granny thinks that they need logs for the home's electric stove, and so Jethro goes outside and begins cutting down what he thinks are fancy California trees. But they are actually clearly electrical poles.
Bro, the fucking jokes just keep on hitting, dude. She cut down a telephone pole? This Quinton reviews at home? This is way better than Quinton. Are you kidding me? If I was born in like 1960 or 1970, I probably would have turned into like, or pursued a career in like filmmaking or something like that. Because this shit's actually unironically so intriguing to me. I probably would have like went into that or something. I mean, I am in the entertainment field in present day, so it would make sense if I were born back then that I'd be in the same industry.
You see, I raised you like a boy, and I was wrong to do it. I reckon every man like to have a son. You were my only young'un. When your mom passed away, I decided to turn you into a boy. By the time Granny come to help out, you...
Damn! Turn you into a... Whoa. Let them choose their own gender, dude. He tried to turn her trans. Dude, he's woke! He tried to turn his kid trans. Fucking woke ass motherfucker. No wonder he loves living in Beverly Hills, that fucking libtard. Even back then they were woke. Woke has been an infestation for many millennia. It is the internal enemy, woke. Dude, we've already reacted to 25 minutes? Okay, this is a good video. Maybe this video is worth 38 hours. Does it ever get to like non-black and white though? They made so much of this shit. How does it end though? Oh, I was trying to get near the end, but I'm an hour off of the end of the video.
You'll see how that change happened in part 2. With that, I've been Russ Reviews, and I'll see you on the other side.
In part 2? Evil Russ Reviews. Oh, is this like... Oh, so I guess a couple videos were already done with his dad, and this like the playlist. Dude, 38 hours though. What are the comments like on that video? Quinton uploads a 38-hour video the day of and is surprised it isn't uploaded in time. That is so true. Like, what did you expect, bro? I have a 9 to 5. It's 8 hours a day. It would take almost 5 full days of a 9 to 5 to equal the amount of time that you would have spent to fully watch this video. The lowest minimum wage in the US is $5 an hour. If you spent that time making minimum wage in one of those states rounded to 38 hours, you'd make $200, which is equal to the buying power of $20 in September of 1962 when the first episode aired. It's a good fact, but also $200? Damn. Well, it is minimum wage, so the people who watch this video the minute it hit their feeds are still watching it. Watch the whole thing. Great video. I watched on 10x. Isn't that long? True. Still, it's too long. I mean, it's a good video, but still too long. Just make it. And this is part 1? I was like, make it multiple parts at that point, but it's like, this is part 1. I mean, if you combined all the Chris Chan videos together, it would probably be longer than this. Gino Samuel should mix all the Chris Chan videos together and take out the intros and outros and see how long it is. except for the intro at the very first episode and the outro at the very last. Because I think he did finish the Chris Chan series, essentially. Part 85 was the last part. Someone told me that. End of season 1. Okay. That's basically just saying it's over until there's enough content to warrant me going into making more. That's how I kind of read that. It goes up to 2021, which is like their arrest, and yeah, stuff has happened since then, but it could only probably make up like one more video or something. It's just like a bunch of little things. He probably needs something more significant to happen to warrant making another part. He's like all caught up essentially. But yeah, I mean, if you combine all of these, it probably would be more than 38 hours. He should do that, like just combine them all into one video, take out intros and outros. This is watched so many times that like part 40 just randomly still has 1 million views. So like it started out with 5 million viewers, and the second episode then it like cut in half, but then from the second episode onward it goes down, but not like that fast, and it still remains above 1 million generally until part 50, which is still amazing. Over like 500,000 people have seen the vast majority of this series. Yeah, over 500,000 people have watched up to part 74. That's where there's a huge drop, like a bit of a drop off, but still, at least 200k people have watched every single part, because the lowest viewed one is 200k. Dude, and I thought I covered like Too Much Keem and H3 and even Tipster, but these guys just on fucking Hillbilly Land, Hillbilly, Beverly Hills, and Christian, they just keep going. They don't stop. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, I apologize.